Good morning, students. My name is Mohammad Turab Suhail, Faculty of School of Finance and Commerce of Galgotias University. This is the first lecture of Indian Contract Act 1872. Today, I am going to discuss important topic, that is meaning, essential elements of contract and kinds of contract, right? Now let us proceed further. Objective of this class are as follows, right? Number one, to develop the basic understanding what is contract and its essential element. This is the first objective. Second objective of this class, to familiarize with the nature and kinds of contract, right? Third objective of this class, to apply the acquired knowledge in the real life situation. It is very important, whatever the students are learning in the classroom, they must apply in the practical life. So it is very important, whatever the students are learning, they must apply in the practical life, right? The law relating to contract in India is contained in Indian Contract Act 1872. The act was passed by the British India and is based on the principle of English common law. The act came into effect from 1st September 1872 and applies to whole India including Jammu and Kashmir. Right. The law of contract is the most important branch of law. Without such a law, it would be difficult, if not impossible, to carry on trade or a business in a smooth manner. Right. So what is the actual meaning and definition of contract? So first, meaning, broadly speaking, a contract is an agreement between two or more persons to do or abstain from doing a particular act. A contract invariably creates a legal obligation between two parties, by which a certain rights are given to one party and corresponding duty is imposed to the other party, right? So this is the meaning of the contract. Now, what is the actual definition of the contract? Right. The Indian Contract Act 1872 defined the term contract under its section 2 subsection H, an agreement enforceable by law. An agreement, I'm also repeating once again, an agreement enforceable by law. Contract consists of two important elements. Number one, an agreement. Number two, its enforceability. So these are the important element of the contract. First of all, an agreement. Second one is the enforceability by law of lands, right? And I'm going to explain what is the actual meaning of the an agreement and what is the meaning of the enforceability by law in the next slide, guys. Okay. Now let us understand what is the meaning of the agreement. According to section 29 subsection E of the Contract Act, defines agreement as every promises forming the consideration for each other. For example, Ramesh offers to sell his scooter for rupees 30,000 to Shyam. Shyam accepts the offer. It becomes a promise and treated as agreement between the Ramesh and Shyam, right? So offer and acceptance are the most important element for the agreement, right? Now let us understand what is the meaning of the enforceability by law, right? In order that an agreement may be regarded as a contract, it must give rise to the legal obligation, that is, it must be enforceable by law. And a moral, religious agreement does not create any legal obligation. For example, an agreement to go to the picnic is not a contract because it does not create any legal obligation between the parties, right? I'm going to discuss the essential elements of the valid contract, right? According to section 10, all agreements are contract if they are made by the free consent of the parties competent to the contract for a lawful consideration and with a lawful object, and are not hereby expressly declared to be void. Thus an agreement becomes a valid contract if it has the following elements, right? Now I'm going to discuss the 9 essential elements of the valid contract, right? Number 1 is offer and its acceptance. Number 2 is intention to create the legal relationship. Number 3 is the free consent. Number 4 is capacity of the parties. Number 5th one is lawful consideration. Number 6 is lawful object. Number 7 is agreement not expressly declared to be void. Number 8 is certainty of the meaning. Number 9 is possibilities of the performance. And I will discuss these elements one by one, right? Now I'm going to explain the first element, that is offer and its acceptance, guys, right? So offer and its acceptance is the first important element of the valid contract. It is in order to create the valid contract, it is necessary there must be at least two parties, one making the offer and other accepting it, right? So this is the first important element of the valid contract. Now I'm going to explain the second element of the element of the valid contract, that is intention to create legal relationship. What is the actual meaning of intention to create the legal relationships, right? There must be an intention among the parties to create the legal relationship. If an agreement is not capable of creating a legal relationship, then it is not a contract, right? In case of a social or domestic agreement, generally there is no intention to create the legal relationship. So to form a valid contract, there must be intention to create the legal relationship, right? Now let us understand the third essential element of the valid contract, that is the free consent. Free consent किसे कहते हैं? Consent means सहमति, मतलब किसी जब whenever the one party is giving offer to the another party, तो second party की सहमति होना चाहिए. That is हिंदी में सहमति कहते हैं, रजामंदी होना चाहिए. That is known as free consent. So for a contract to be valid, it is essential that there must be free consent of the parties of the contract. According to the section 14, consent is said to be free when it is not caused by by number 1 coercion, number 2 undue influence, number 3rd is the fraud, number 4th is the misrepresentation, number 5th is the mistake, right? So free consent is very important element of the valid contract. And the fourth one is the fourth element of the valid contract, that is the capacity of the parties. The fourth element of the valid contract is capacity of the parties. The parties to an agreement must be competent to contract, right? If any party to the contract is not competent to the contract, then the contract is not valid. So capacity of the party is very important element of valid contract. Fifth important element of the valid contract, that is the lawful consideration, right? The fifth important element of the valid contract is lawful consideration. An agreement must be supported by consideration. Consideration, what do you mean by consideration? Consideration means something in return. For example, an A agrees to sell his car to B for rupees 50,000. Here the consideration for A is 50,000 and for the B it is the car, right? Now sixth important element of valid contract is the lawful object, right? It is the important element of a valid contract. The object of an agreement must be lawful, right? For example, a rent out a house for use as a gambling den. The agreement is void because the object of the agreement is unlawful. So this is the sixth important element of a valid contract. Now I'm going to discuss about the seventh important element of valid contract, that is the agreement not expressly declared to be void. What is the actual meaning of agreement not expressly declared to be void? It is the seventh important element of valid contract. The agreement must not have been expressly declared void under Contract Act. They are agreement in restraint of marriage, agreement in restraint of legal proceeding, agreement in restraint of trade, etc. Right? And eighth important element of valid contract is certainty of meaning. Right? So, according to Section 29 of the Indian Contract Act, to make a valid contract, it is absolutely essential that its terms must be clear and not vague. For example, Mr. Sachin agreed to sell 100 tons of oil to B. Here it is not clear what kind of oil is intended to be sold. Hence, this agreement is not valid on the ground of uncertainty. Right. Now, ninth important element of valid contract is possibilities of the performance. This is the last important element of valid contract. Right. Possibilities of the performance means the terms of condition of the agreement must also be such as are capable of performance. If the act is impossible of performance physically or legally, the agreement cannot be enforced by law. Okay guys, so these are the all 9 important elements of the valid contract. Okay, I hope it is clear to everyone, right? Contract can be classified on a number of bases. They are, first one is on the basis of the creation, number B on the basis of the execution, number C on the basis of enforceability, right? And I'm going to discuss in the next slide. Okay guys. Let us understand on the basis of creation, the contract has been classified as follows. Number one is express contract and second one is the implied contract. So let us understand first of all express contract किसे कहते हैं, right? So an express contract is one where the terms are clearly stated in words spoken or written, right? For example, Mr. X wrote a letter to B stating, I offer to sell my car worth rupees 2 lakh to you, and B accept the offer by letter sent to A. So this is the example of the express contract. Now let us understand what is the actual meaning of the implied contract. Implied contract किसे कहते हैं, ठीक है? A contract may be created by conduct act of parties, not by their words spoken or written, right? For example, when a coolie in uniform carries the luggage of Mr. X to be carried out of railway station without being asked by Mr. X to do so, and A is allow it, the law implies that A has agreed to pay for the services of the coolie. So this is the example of the implied contract. Another important example of the implied contract is when you board the bus, an implied contract comes into existence and you are legally bound to pay the fare of the bus, right? I hope it is clear to everybody. Okay guys. On the basis of execution, contract has been classified as follows. Number 1, executed contract. Number 2, executory contract. Number 3, unilateral contract. Number 4, bilateral contracts. Right. So let us understand, guys, what is the actual meaning of the executed contract. Executed contract किसे कहते हैं, ठीक है? Executed contract means it is a contract where both the parties fulfilled their respective obligation under the contract. For example, Mr. Sachin agrees to sell his scooter to Mr. Rahim for rupees 5 lakh. Mr. Sachin delivered the scooter to Mr. Rahim and Rahim pays the amount to Sachin. It is an executed contract, guys. Okay, guys. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now guys, let us understand the second one, executory contract. Executory contract किसे कहते हैं? It is a contract where both the parties to the contract have still to perform their respective obligation. For example, Mr. Sachin agree to sell a scooter to Mr. Rahim worth rupees 50,000 if the scooter has been delivered by Sachin and Rahim has not paid the price. The contract is executory, right? I hope it is clear to everyone. Now Let us understand the third one. What do you mean by unilateral contract? Unilateral contract किसे कहते हैं? Right. A unilateral contract is one in which only one party has to perform his obligation. The other party had fulfilled his part of the obligation at the time of the contract itself. Right? It is clear. Now, fourth one, bilateral contract. What do you mean by bilateral contract? Bilateral contract किसे कहते हैं? Guys, so a bilateral contract is the one in which the obligation on the part of both the parties are outstanding at the time of the formation of the contract. Okay guys, I hope it is clear to everybody. On the basis of the enforceability, a contract is classified as follows. Right, number one is valid contract, number two is void contract, number third is voidable contract, number fourth is illegal contract, guys. And I'm going to discuss these all contract in the next slide. Okay. Valid contract. What is the meaning of the valid contract? Valid contract किसे कहते हैं? A contract which satisfy all the condition prescribed by law is a valid contract, right? Second one is void contract. Void contract किसे कहते हैं? According to section 2 subsection J, a contract which ceases to be enforceable by law becomes void. When it ceases to be enforceable, it is a contract without any legal effect, right? Let me give you one important example of void contract. Okay guys, for example, A promised to marry B. A promised to marry B. Later on B dies. B मर जाती है. So this contract becomes void on the death of the B. Right? I hope it is clear to everybody. According to section 2 subsection I of the Contract Act, an agreement which is enforceable by law at the option of one or more parties thereon but not at the option of other or others is a voidable contract. Right? For example, X threatened to shoot Y if he does not sell his new bike X for rupees 10,000. Y agrees. Here the consent has been obtained by coercion, hence the contract is voidable at the option of Y, the aggrieved party. I hope it is clear to everybody. Now fourth one is illegal contract or unlawful contract. The word illegal means contrary to law. An illegal agreement is one has been specifically declared to be unlawful under the provision of the Contract Act. Such agreement cannot be enforced by law. For example, A agrees to pay rupees 1 lakh to B if B kill D. This is an illegal agreement because its object is unlawful. Even if B kills C, he cannot claim the agreed amount from A. So this is one of the most important example of the illegal contract. I hope it is clear to everybody. These are the references from where I have taken the content. Okay. Thank you everybody for listening very patiently. Thank you once again. Thank you so much. Thank you.